Hey guys, so a few days ago I posted about how I do my nails at home and I got a lot of messages from girls wanting to know how. I know that right now a lot of my girlfriends haven't been able to go to the nail salon and their nails must be not looking great. So I figured that I would do this video and show you guys how I do my nails at home. Again, I just want to say that I'm not a nail tech, I'm not a professional, this is just what works for my nails. And okay, so I'm gonna get into it. I hope that you guys enjoy the video, and if you do your nails like this, let me know, send me pictures. I will link everything from Amazon that I used in a link in my bio. Okay, I'll just get into it now. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by taking off the dip powder from before. This is about a week and a half in, and we're gonna start off by e-filing the top layer off and then using 100% acetone and these little nail clips to substitute the aluminum foil. Okay, so I'll be using my little Amazon e-file. I do have a mask on because the dust makes me cough, so you guys should use a mask too. This is a little Amazon e-file. I put it on medium, and you guys can use a normal file for this step as well. So now we're gonna start by roughing up the top layer where I had the gel and the top coat of the dip powder. A while longer. So I definitely recommend 100%. And then these nail clips are also optional. You could use aluminum foil. Just make sure that you wrap the nail really tightly with the cotton. Okay, so now that all the dip is off of my nails and my nails are bare, we're gonna start by taking a smaller grit file, which I get from Sally Beauty. And we are going to start to take some of the natural oils off of your nail. Okay, so really lightly, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I stopped going to nail salons in general, because it would always file down my natural nail to nothing, and my nails are already pretty fragile and thin. So you go in really lightly. Okay, so the first step is gonna be the prep. So we're gonna open that up. And we're going to apply it to the natural nail all the way, covering the full surface and the free edge. The free edge is like the edge of your nail on the top. And I use the Chiarosky clear powder. You guys can also use, they have colored ones. I have the OPI in color, put it in neutral, that I like a lot. But I find that the clear powder in the Chiarosky or in the OPI is really thin and really easy to work with if you're starting out. So that's just what I prefer to use, and I'm just going to show you guys with the clear powder today. Now, the next step is usually the hardest for people to get used to. It's the base coat. So we're gonna start with really, really thin layers. And then we're gonna dip right into the powder. Usually I find that when you dip the powder on the nails, not so much like just dipping it in, but kind of letting the powder fall on your nails, I'll show you in a sec, is much easier. Okay, so we're gonna start off by thin layer on about, it depends on your nail also, because my nails are pretty rounded. If your nails are pretty flat, you're gonna start to build what's called an apex. So try to build it rounded. So to do that, we're gonna apply to about 3/4 of the nail. Kind of like this. You see how it's not on the full nail, it's just on that top piece. Now we're gonna grab the powder, kind of let the powder fall on the base coat and shake it off. Now for the next nail, same thing, about 3/4 of the nail. Let's see if I can get in 3/4 of the nail. Grab the powder, and we don't wait too long because this will dry fast. And we shake the excess off. Tap, tap, tap the excess off. And it should look like this.
Put your ring on.
I don't want to because I'm gonna get dust all over it.
You want everybody to think you're single over here?
No.
Is that what you want to portray on this Instagram Live, whatever you're doing?
No.
TikTok?
I'm not TikToking.
Put your ring on.
No, I'm gonna get dust all over it. I'll put it on after. And then following step is going to be putting it, let's say around half of the nail this time. Around there. See how we're gonna start building the nail up like that so that it's not just a flat nail. Tap that off. I'm gonna do that to the rest of them and then show you the next step. Okay, so now that I have it up to half of the nail, I'm gonna grab a brush, any brush, and tap the excess off. Okay, now this is the last step with the base coat because I'm getting close to the cuticle. So now what you want to do is, again, thin layer, but get as close to the cuticle without actually touching the cuticle. So you can kind of just hover over it like that. And again, not touching your skin. And if you do, just go in maybe with a tool like this one, which I'll show you guys where to get, that has a little ball at the end. And you go over the edges where you got something. Like that, and then we dip to move quickly because this will dry quickly. And then tap off. Okay, so this is how they're starting to look by this point. See, they're rounded, and for me they're the right thickness, only because, like I said, my nails are very thin and fragile, so I need as much thickness at the end as possible. And this isn't going to work for everyone. Some people are going to have to go 3/4 of the length and then the full length down to the cuticle, and then maybe two coats of just the full nail for it to be the right thickness for their nail. Now after this, we're going to apply the activator, which is going to set it, and then go ahead and start filing it down to get to our desired thickness. We're gonna grab the activator, and now this one doesn't have to be as precise. You just have to make sure that you cover the whole nail. You can actually even do it pretty quickly, just like that. Now we're gonna wait about, usually it takes about 2 minutes for this to dry completely before we start filing. Usually a good trick is if you tap it and it still feels kind of wet and not hollow, then it's not dry yet. Don't start filing yet. It's usually about 2.5 minutes that it takes to completely dry. Now that the activator has completely dried, we're gonna start filing. And this is where I have my little e-file to go over all of the nails, but although it takes a little bit longer, we can also use a thicker grit file. So we're just gonna keep going over the nail just to get it to our desired thickness. And file and file and file. We'll grab a normal file and shape out the nail. Get the edges, make sure there's no excess. on the sides and just start shaping your nails. I don't like a very square nail. I like it very tapered at the top. So with the E-file, what you do is the same thing. You just try really hard not to get to the cuticle of the nail. Don't touch the side of your nail either. Even it out, because I'm sure if it's your first time trying, one side is probably going to be thicker than the other. Okay, so now that we've filed everything and it's as thin as we want them to be and the shape that we want them to be, you know, you have to make sure that it's completely smooth, the surface. Sometimes I find these really soft grit files work really well to make sure that they're super smooth, and so that the gel or the nail polish will apply really smoothly onto the surface. Which I feel like, for the sake of not making this video extremely long, I'm just gonna go in with a nail polish and just show you guys a base coat nail polish and then a top coat. I think if you guys want to see how I apply gel later on, I will film a video showing that with the LED light and all of the gel polishes that are required for that. But I feel like the dip powder is just so easy, and the nail polish just applies really well to it, and it just stays for the 2 weeks, for me at least. So I sometimes skip the whole gel polish step. Okay, so I've got my base coat on, and I really like, what is it, Funny Bunny, and what is the other one? Put It in Neutral together. Usually I'll do that, or I'll do Funny Bunny and Bubble Bath, or I like Mimosas for the Mr. and Mrs. Okay, so here are the finished nails. Like I said, I applied one layer of Funny Bunny and one layer of Put It in Neutral, and then the top coat. Like I said, I don't really miss the gel polish because this dries very quickly on top of the dip powder and it stays very long, so I don't find it necessary to do the extra step with the gel. But if you do and you want to see me do the gel on my dip or on my natural nails, let me know, and I can do them next time, or I can do the gel on top of this dip powder another day. But yeah, let me know. Hope you guys liked it, and let me know if you guys end up doing them like this. I'll link everything in my bio, or I will link everything from Amazon in my stories.